Hey there, this is the One Boom, and you might have thought it was a bad idea for me to pour out all of my integrity juice, but you couldn't be more wrong. I feel lighter, I feel more uninhibited. I feel like I lost 30 pounds, and it's all thanks to getting rid of this stuff. I started buying and selling NFTs, I took a $1 million brand deal with Activision. I'm sitting kinda pretty. This might be the last video you see inside this old dump of a house. Yeah, I might be in a mansion by next week. But, yeah, keep talking to me about how much of a shill I am. It pays the bills, what can I say? That's name brand seltzer. I have nothing to lose. I don't have any more integrity, and I'm here to tell you that Call of Duty Vanguard has won this year's FPS debacle. Emotions have been high, fanboys have been outed, and most importantly, people have been disappointed. Now, some of you might think that I'm happy Vanguard won because, well, I am a huge Call of Duty shill, I'm a huge Call of Duty fanboy, but that's where you're wrong. You see, it's in my best business interest for all of these games to do well. If they do really poorly, then I won't play them, I won't cover them, I'll miss out on the audiences that would have enjoyed them, and worse than that, it really eats at my channel's longevity if all of these games fail. If they all do well, I will always have something to talk about, whereas if they're bad, I can only be negative so long before my channel just turns into, you know, one of those. But of course, what do I care? I'm out of integrity juice, so let's talk about why Vanguard won this year, and we'll see how we go from there. It is worth noting that all of this is subject to change. This is still in the winter of these games releasing, so there's gonna be a lot more time for these games to get fixed. Anybody telling you it's gonna be at the end of their life cycles or it's gonna take a year for these games to get good, likely are being pessimistic for the sake of it. Most shooters that launch in the fall see massive improvements by the end of February. You just gotta get the holidays out of the way because those pesky developers happen to be pesky humans who have pesky lives, pesky families, and deserve those pesky vacation days. So, Vanguard, for all of its faults, unfortunately, is a complete product, with many avenues for progression and a ton of multiplayer content to jump into. And if any of you Halo and Battlefield fans are playing the wait and see game, I will say the same thing about Vanguard, if we're making that argument. Because the zombies mode in Vanguard is so bad that most people don't want it. In fact, I will go as far as to say, and I will make this more clear in my dedicated zombies rant video, that it's a game mode for nobody. But, I mean, if I have to wait and see for Battlefield, wait and see for Halo, then wait and see for Vanguard Zombies. In the meantime, you have a traditional action-packed, dumb action movie, sort of 5 to 10 hour campaign with Vanguard, and it's of course very loaded, juicy multiplayer, with now 19 traditional multiplayer maps on offer. Then you have around 40 weapons, each with around 60 to 70 levels each. Perks, equipment, field upgrades, the customization at your fingertips is immense, and the variety between the maps is immense. I mean, this is getting a little bit subjective, but this is how I talk when I'm uninhibited. Call of Duty is at its best when it has a variety of experiences. Call of Duty's moment-to-moment gunplay is boring and simplistic if you just look at it by itself. Oh god, I hope I don't lose my contract with Activision. But you add different elevations, cover styles, and in this game, destruction, and then you also add customization, that's when things start getting interesting. Call of Duty's gunplay and combat gets really boring when the maps are simplistic and predictable, but luckily Vanguard has a wide variety of maps that allow for a wide variety of playstyles. And your play sessions will actually feel fresh over time because you're not going to be able to play all 19 maps every night. Now in comparison, let's talk about Battlefield in 2042. Battlefield 2042 delivered 3 half-assed products in the form of All Out Warfare, Portal, and Hazard Zone. It's a shell of a Battlefield game. It feels more like generic shooter number 326, more so than the next evolution of Battlefield. Remember when Battlefield 3 blew Bad Company out of the water and 4 blew Battlefield 3 out of the water in terms of, scope and scale and intention? Well, now, we don't even have the immersion of Battlefield 1, we don't have the squad play of Battlefield 5, or the goofy fun factor of Battlefield Hardline. We have a broken shell of a shooter, wishing it was Apex, wishing it was Warzone, and succeeding at none of the things that those games succeed at. See how this gameplay is reused? It's because I won't sit and play it. Although I should try the 64-player servers. I've heard they're better? I don't believe it. Halo Infinite, on the other hand, has very solid gameplay, but it suffers from not being a definitive version of itself, missing a multitude of features, using a battle pass as its sole form of progression that you have to buy into to get any decent amount of content from, and handling its incredibly fun campaign as more of a Part 1 situation that will likely be fleshed out properly down the line with free updates and DLC. Halo Infinite's campaign is one of the best shooter experiences I've had in a while. It's just a damn shame that it's like 1/4 of what I would expect a campaign like this to be. I'm not worried about saying any spoilers because, honest to God, there's nothing to spoil. So Battlefield 2042 is undergoing crisis, Halo Infinite is a collection of promises yet to be kept, and Vanguard is undeniably Call of Duty. Yet people seem uninterested. That's fair. Call of Duty can't simply grab our attention every year the same way, and that's too tall of an order for any dev team or publisher. Also, right now it's hard to sell people on the World War II theme, especially when, it's treading an odd line between fiction and realism. The universe and story are completely fictional, kind of like Black Ops 1's, but it's, not like a full steampunk Wolfenstein deal, so a lot of the aesthetics and customization bother people. I get it, authenticity is cool, but if I start playing Call of Duty for authenticity now, you might as well just go ahead and shoot me. Now, while some people are blowing all of the launch issues out of proportion, I think most rational people that have played, AAA shooters over the last 10 years are waiting for the wrinkles to be ironed out over time, as long as that time isn't too long. Again, people seem to think when I say this, I'm saying it's okay if developers release half-assed broken products. I get that. And in that case, Battlefield 2042 is far buggier than Vanguard, and Infinite is way less complete than Vanguard. So as much as it pains me to say this, and you don't have to believe me that it does, Vanguard wins. Because if one game is making a bunch of promises that have yet to be kept yet, and the other one is a broken shell of its former self. So Vanguard, while it does have bugs and glitches, it's like, the challenges don't track, it's got a couple technical bugs, some things were causing crashes, but I keep seeing the patches roll out, and by February, I don't see Vanguard being a problem. Like, my technical issues with Cold War kind of ended around end of January, beginning of February. Same goes for Modern Warfare. All the weird crashes, hitches, or performance problems I had were gone by around February. Yes, both those games still have bugs, but so does every game in my library. But the problem is that whether or not Vanguard is winning right now is kind of a shallow victory. It won't be around in a year. This time next year, we'll be playing the next COD game, and by that point, 2042 and Infinite could be in a seriously good state, with a solid player base, good support, and a ton of content. I don't think Vanguard should win any awards. And even if Vanguard was the most perfect Call of Duty game ever, Activision is going to push it aside to promote the sequel to their most popular Call of Duty in years. Vanguard's victory as a product is shallow and short-lived, and I can't help but feel like this annual release strategy is aging more and more poorly each year. I don't agree with EA and Ubisoft's idea of games as a service. I don't like Halo being a free-to-play ecosystem versus a definitive packed product. But Call of Duty can, hold off a year? Like, just give us a Call of Duty for 2 years. Give us 12 seasons instead of 6. Give us more time to enjoy things, because it's kind of shallow to unlock and progress and grind games that won't be relevant in the next 10 months or so. I like Vanguard right now. I'm enjoying leveling up weapons and grinding for camos. I'm enjoying streaming it. I'm enjoying playing it. Really sweaty objective game modes with a full party in Vanguard. Some of the most fun I've had in shooters in a long time. Some of the most fun. The most fun I have had in a long time goes to Halo Infinite's campaign, but Vanguard's no slouch. It's just that pretty soon it's gonna wear thin. It's not designed to keep me occupied for longer than around 8 months or so. Then you have to look to the future. After a year of playing Vanguard, will anybody really be as hyped as they would have been for the next Modern Warfare, compared to there just not being a Call of Duty at all? I mean, I'm enjoying Vanguard right now, but part of me kind of wants to stop playing it towards the end of summer so I can get back in the Call of Duty headspace, so I don't go into Modern Warfare burnt on all of the shenanigans that come with playing Call of Duty. I like to play multiple FPS games, so just playing a Twitch shooter with a fast time to kill that's highly customizable, yeah, that's fun for me, but I don't want to be burnt on the Call of Duty formula when the next COD comes out, and that's a likely scenario, and I think that's kind of what's happening right now with Vanguard. I think people are sort of burnt. Vanguard is like Infinite Warfare. Not inherently a bad game, but the two games before it are kind of similar. Not identical, but similar enough to kind of make you go, do I want more of that? And then its time period isn't exactly the most desirable on the market right now. So, Vanguard wins, but it's a short-lived victory. It's a shallow victory. It's nothing to be a fanboy over, it's nothing to brag about. It's just Call of Duty managed to deliver a packed Call of Duty product. A campaign that's aight, multiplayer that's packed and full of content, and a zombies that will get better over time. But when it comes to Halo, I don't know, I really like the gameplay, but it needs more maps. It needs them fast. I'm bored of the maps on offer in Halo Infinite already, and the only progression avenue is a singular battle pass. And then of course the in-game store, which I'm only buying something out of if I have Microsoft rewards points, because I like to let the big MS purchase my microtransactions for me. Look, nothing is forcing you to buy Vanguard, but if you're a fan of the Call of Duty series, yes, we exist. We are not just a bunch of people that complain on Twitter. We actually do enjoy the gameplay, the grind, the learning process of a new Call of Duty game. But by the time this game is over, Halo Infinite might be entering its golden era, and the same might be going for Battlefield 2042 as well. So to summarize everything I just said, in case you weren't paying attention and you zoned out, I'm going to tell you right now what the entire video was so you don't have to rewatch it. Vanguard, this year compared to Halo Infinite and Battlefield 2042, takes the W, but it's a lowercase smudged W. It's shallow and unconvincing, and it won't matter very soon in the grand scheme of things. But at least we got a full product for our money that can only get better throughout the coming seasons. We didn't buy into promises, and we didn't buy a broken, heaping pile of trash. I'll see you when I see you guys. Goodbye. Hey there, did you make it to this point in the video? That's awesome. You might need to reevaluate your life priorities, but I'm glad you're here. If you would do me a favor and hit the bell icon and subscribe, and then get notified when I go live. I like to go live, play games, yell at them, rant about stuff, talk to my friends. It's a lot of fun, and it's a really good way to get in contact with me if you want to share ideas. Most of all, if you are convinced that Vanguard is a horrible, unplayable piece of garbage, come into my live streams when you see me live streaming it, and watch me have fun with my friends. Some matches are of course going to be better than others, but for the most part, it's a pretty quality game, and you can't believe everything you hear on the internet. So watching something live is the best way to get a taste for it. And who knows, if you come in during a really bad game, you might even get to see me throw a controller. See you when I see you. Goodbye.